Welcome to Element Home Gallery Showroom. So today we are diving deep into the design process, whether you're renovating or building a custom home. And I'm here with Ross, and he's going to give us a tour of this showroom and also kind of describe the process of renovating or building. So to start, can you kind of describe the process, whether it be a renovation or a new custom build? What does that client experience look like from the start?
For sure. You know, I think what's really awesome about Element as a whole, we cover the full spectrum from helping builders out at the elementary stage, working all the way up to full-on luxury homes. And so whether somebody's looking to remodel or build a new custom, we truly are a fit for absolutely everything. I think probably our biggest strong point is we have the ability to work alongside buyers or designers or contractors to help turn any dream into a reality. And so it's pretty incredible about the resources we have access to. And at the same time, we have this unbelievable showroom that really just showcases not only our work, but at the same time, what we have the ability to help customers continue to flourish and develop.
When someone just starts the process, how is it really customized to their experience, and what do they need to do to prepare?
I think when somebody is ultimately brainstorming their space, whether it's a remodel or a new construction, the process is done slightly different. Within a remodel, you know, typically somebody's looking at maybe an individual space or maybe a full home renovation, and they're trying to figure out ultimately what they can do. Maybe their budget's going to drive the amount of things that they can ultimately handle, versus, you know, a new construction is going to be, you know, all about designing from the ground up every individual space. You know, of course, with a remodel, there are sometimes some challenges, right? Working around existing, you know, spaces, whereas new construction, you have the ability to design from, you know, the ground up and design every piece. And so we find that typically the new construction, the design process is a little bit more intensive because of all the areas we have to touch. But with remodels, it's fun because we can take a space that maybe was once dated and bring it up to life.
That's amazing. What an amazing experience that you can do here. And there's a lot of things trending right now. And I met you at one of our custom homes, and you did everything from the closets to the whole space. So
Correct.
What is really trending in the design world as far as your kitchen?
For sure.
And can you show us
Yeah,
if we need to go?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what we're finding is many clients are leaning towards more of a contemporary type of style. And so there's really two different sides of contemporary. You know, if we were to just look at this individual display right here, you know, we have a flat front, or what we refer to as a slab finished door.
Okay.
We're finding that to be very, very popular in, you know, today's homes, communities, and things like that, because, you know, you can decorate these slab doors with hardware that, you know, in a sense can take that, you know, once, I guess, super contemporary style and bring it a little bit more transitional or, you know, traditional, depending on the hardware itself. The second option when it comes would be, you know, looking at a display like this one. This one, you know, is a real wood rift cut oak product. The natural wood that's stained. This just so happens to have a micro shaker. Both of these are considered somewhat contemporary.
Right.
One will take, you know, I guess a space to be able to, I guess, tone down from something super contemporary if someone wants a little bit more detail than just a flat front door. But we're finding between textured products and real wood products, those seem to be the wood materials that are currently being, you know, desired from designers, homeowners, builders, and such.
Yeah, we're seeing that light and bright and white go to more warm and earthy, correct?
Correct, absolutely.
I love that. And then as far as backsplashes, there's a lot of options that I'm seeing.
For sure.
Is there anything trending specifically?
Right. You know, it seems like when we have a conversation with the client, the number one thing they typically bring up is either they don't mind grout lines or they don't want any grout lines at all, right? And so what's nice about what you see here with a full backsplash that really just carries the countertop all the way up through is it literally is the easiest to maintain, it's easiest to clean. It gives you that nice seamless monolithic look, which is absolutely great. But once again, you know, it could somewhat, you know, keep just the space very simple. Whereas adding a variety of space, like some of these other backsplashes, like if we were to step over here and maybe, you know, look at the upper part of, you know, these cabinets where we have more of a mosaic type of style up here, it gives some contrast where you can bring in additional colors and at the same time some different texture as well.
Right. And can we talk about the lighting? I know LED lighting is in and it really makes the space pop. Is that something that you guys can do here? And what are the options with that as well?
So if we're looking at lighting in particular, there's really a few different ways we can handle lighting. We have what we refer to as internal lighting, and then external or down lighting. Yeah. And so in this display in particular, we have routed flush mounted interior lights that run up the sides. The advantage through running your lighting up the sides, you can still maintain your adjustable shelves, which I think is important for homeowners. But if we're looking to do horizontal lighting, maybe we were to build a shelf and then have that lighting horizontal, because that lighting has to wire into a specific connection. Those shelves cannot be adjustable. And then same thing with our under cabinet lighting. I think it's very important to have task lighting or accent lighting. And so our objective is to create more of a flushed, finished look, just like what we have on the interior between having diffusion and I guess lighting to create more of a soft glow on the actual work surface.
I love that. And as far as lighting, are you just seeing it in the kitchen? Are you seeing it in the bath or the closet space as well?
Correct. We're actually seeing all over the place.
All over.
It's interesting when you start thinking about lighting as a whole. Everything from toe kick lighting to illuminate the floor, closets to create that extra pizzazz, or if we're looking at just even drawer lighting, which is very important. To open up your drawer and be able to see what's actually in there. Having those mechanisms that kind of work to bring everything together. Same thing, accent lighting just does so much. Even as we look over here at this display, here we have one of our more transitional displays to where we have more of a decorative door. We have these mullions that are separating the glass panel. I mean, we have puck lighting in here, which is a different form of lighting compared to our linear lights. Our shelves, I think what's pretty awesome is we can put the lighting in the front or lighting in the back, depending on how the moodiness somebody wants to bring to their space or how they want to illuminate certain items. So it really does, when we're talking about remodels and customs, it's all those little details that it's going to take their space to the next level, which is where we try and focus on bringing all those little pieces to help bring their vision to a whole new level.
So what does bring that space to the next level besides the lighting? What is the whole concept, in your opinion? What is really the elevating piece?
Right. So cabinetry is important because it revolves on function and space and organization. Yeah. But I find that it's how everything comes together. I mean, just from your splashes, or in this instance, like a mirror backsplash or a countertop, and how all the colors pull together. Right. We're probably one of the few, we'll call it design companies here in Las Vegas, that don't just focus on putting together just a product, but how do we tie everything together? Because it really is, how do you make that space completely unique? And so the countertops, the cabinets, the flooring, the backsplash, in this instance, the wallpaper, how does that come, bring the space and create a different feel, so that way we can continue to just transform spaces.
Yeah. And how do you work with a client that's working on a budget, but they don't want to sacrifice the quality?
Right. And budget really drives everything.
Right.
And so here at Element Home Gallery, we have the ability to really gain access to about 13 different product lines. We also manufacture, and so our objective really is to be able to help a homeowner at their level. And budget really is important because we have a full spread of what we can offer in both instances. Now, mind you, different woods, species, lead times, all these things that impact an overall design also impact cost. And so when we have the ability to work backwards, it actually helps us be able to direct those customers or clients in a different way. So that way we can help them at any point, right? Because, of course, it's like we can show somebody, the Rolls Royce, but at the same time, it's like, is it going to help fit their budget?
Right. This showroom is incredible. Can you kind of just walk us through the showroom from start to finish, and as a first-time client coming in, how you would, show them the space?
Absolutely. So we do co-share this showroom with our sister company, which is Appliance by Design. Cool. And our objective here is to really create something that's completely turnkey. And so each of these vignettes that you see here have a different appliance manufacturer, and so we have the ability to feature those pieces, and then at the same time create different spaces. And so this is our true refrigeration located within this display right here. Yeah. What's unique about true refrigeration is you can customize the refrigerator panels and handles and things like that, which is unique. And then we have a walnut cabinetry that has more of a decorative door style, which is just very nice and creating warmth to those spaces. If you look back in that far back corner, we actually have a laundry slash mudroom display. And what's unique about this space is, Shaker is still, maintains to be a very popular door style, which is just a square rail. But this is a painted material and product featured with, some marble countertops, which, is awesome to do within a laundry or mudroom space. Built-in appliances, which is great because, of course, our steamer units or our stackable units are pretty incredible in now, not only just in laundry rooms, but even master closets and things like that, to where you can create the efficiency of your spaces even better.
I'm sure.
This this vignette's currently under construction. The great part about appliances is they're always evolving, and so we have a new featured 48-inch signature kitchen suites.
Nice.
A French door refrigeration going in this space. So this is going to be reworked. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a space here with a slab door finish and signature kitchen suites as our appliance vendor within here, to create an open, kind of more barish type of feel, to where you have the ability to, showcase certain things or add different items. And so as you can see here, we have full glass with metal frame door cabinetry, adjustable glass shelves, which is really, really nice and elegant touch for everything bringing together. And then of course, our objective is to always flush fit our appliances, like you see within all these vignettes. And then here we have the contemporary series of our Sub-Zero and Wolf. You'll notice just very clean, simple lines. Inductions, very, very important as well. Panel-ready appliances, I think seems to be probably one of the most, popular and sought-out things now, to where it's almost like before you'd want to feature and showcase your appliances. Yeah. Now it's something about like how do you make them look more as a true built-in. And so we have some refrigeration and some built-in appliances here. What's nice is, all these, appliance, vendors are also trying to find a way to level up and create better spaces, for themselves as well.
Yeah.
And then coming back to this far corner, we have a, engineered rift cut oak is what you're seeing within this display.
Beautiful.
So this is stained, it's top coated. It's beautiful alongside with our Decor appliances. And I think, like you had mentioned before, the warmth in cabinetry is super important right now. And so people want their spaces to look light, open, and airy. Yeah. And that's what a light wood tone truly does to a space, is it helps create that space look larger. Darker finishes will close a space, lighter finishes will open them up. Yep. And so, just keeping everything, somewhat uniform, like as you can see here with what we ended up doing with our backsplashes and our black accents that we have within our faucets and our appliances, really just does, bring the space fully together.
Absolutely. Along with the LED lighting that I love.
For sure.
And I'm also seeing a lot of this. This actually reminds me of a listing that we have at the States. Is this countertop, the darker sheens? Right. Can you talk about that trend and what's resonating with the clients?
For sure. I think, now if you look at the larger custom homes, it's all about having big islands and big spaces, right? Places that you can entertain, and you have a place to be able to seat, as many people as you can. The challenging thing with now larger islands is having it look too big. And the way you can separate that is creating some color variation. And so here we're using two different materials. We wanted to be able to create a space to where we could do bar seating down below. We can have a nice usable working surface up above. But because this island is so long, this island's 11 feet long, it's roughly 5.5 feet wide. If it was all at one level, one plane, it would be a little bit more challenging to not only maintain, keep, all these things. And so this material you see right here is actually a black leather granite. And so it's just nice, it's beautiful. It has a nice feel and texture to it. But it does really, create this nice tie-in to the black cabinetry we have, behind.
And then this would be, what kind of material is this?
So this material is actually a quartzite. It's called Cristallo. It's a very beautiful piece. Not every quartzite, and that's what this material is, can be backlit. But it does have a really nice touch when we have the ability to illuminate, underneath, to take a space to a whole new level.
The lighting really makes it alive and pop. It's beautiful.
Within this, display as well, we really tried, I guess when we were first designing this space, it really all started with, believe it or not, a backsplash. And so we found a backsplash that we thought would tie in really nice with the showroom. And we started finding different pieces of material that pulled everything together. And so here we're featuring, our Gaggenau, appliances. And we started with the backsplash, then we went to wanting to create, multiple different levels, so that way the space had some variety of dimension. And so we found everything that would actually tie into the backsplash as well. And so, floating shelves and how people are using floating shelves are totally different now.
Right.
Before it was more kind of bar and display, and now we're noticing, just people looking for ways to display so many different things, aside from just, libraries or bars or whatever.
The greenery is really beautiful.
Yes, yeah, it's a nice little touch, right? To bring some
yeah.
warmth to some spaces. And then, this display that we have sitting right here is actually our Genera display, more of our kind of modern, I'd say kind of Spanish modern type of style, where we're dealing with the shaker doors, some warmth, some white paint, along the perimeter. What's great about this style of cabinetry is we have different styles to really just help people understand the difference between different cabinets and why certain cabinets maybe cost at or are at different price points because of how they're constructed or where they're made or the finishing process. All of that impact the quality of the cabinet.
Completely. And these cabinets are, I thought there was a cabinet there.
Oh.
What kind of cabinets are these then?
So these are a face frame style cabinet. Really the main difference between a face frame style cabinet and a frameless style cabinet really comes down to whether or not the door has a frame or a cabinet box to attach to. That's really the difference.
Awesome.
And when you're dealing with a frameless style cabinet, you're going to notice that the reveals are a little bit different because of how the box is constructed. Whereas if we look at something that's more of a frameless style, as we kind of work our way through here, we're gonna notice that the reveals are a lot tighter. You're going to realize that the spacing between your cabinets are going to be a lot more uniform, and it's going to create more of a customized look overall. And so the bulk of what we do out of the showroom is frameless because our goal is to really help create that space to look super customized when it's all said and done.
Very modern and clean lines.
Right. Well, here we have really 3 different types of cabinetry, different door styles. Once again, we have our super contemporary slab door finish. This just so happens to look like wood, but this is actual what we refer to as a textured melamine product. And so it is artificial. The benefit of having something that's artificial is the uniformity and the finish and the color is completely spot on, which is very, very nice. Walnut is probably one of the most popular woods that we do. This slim shaker is very beautiful. We saw that within the display out there, and it's really nice because it looks like furniture when it's installed, and it's beautiful. But walnut's just very rich. It takes stain very, very well. It's a great looking product. And then our most popular wood right now just so happens to be this rift cut oak, and I think it's because you can get the lighter tones, you can get more of the natural wood tones, and at the same time, this square edge brings it more towards a transitional door style, especially when we have these beveled edges on the interior. You can take something that maybe is a little bit too contemporary and tone it down a little bit. And so when a client comes here, whether it's a remodel or a custom, we sit here and we figure out which product line is ultimately going to be the best fit. We talk about price points and lead times and things that they want to be able to do, because ultimately not every cabinet manufacturer is the same. And so, they all have their strong points. And then once we narrow down maybe the option of 2 or 3 different product lines, we'll start looking at wood materials, finishes, and these are just larger door samples of what we have access to. And then each of these vendors have smaller, color selections within there, so that way we can narrow down finishes and figure out what's going to be the best. And so we'll work with finishes and we'll, utilize this island to bring everything together. And then as we get, all the materials from, the brooms and everything selected to make sure it flows from one point to the other, then we'll kind of look at hardware. And so these are some of our most popular, hardware selections that, most buyers are typically looking at. And so we have different finishes, we have different styles, we have different color options. And so this is one of those a la carte type of things to where we can look at each individual piece and find a fit. And so the way our process would work is after we have some selections, we kind of take these pieces off and we bring them over to the door styles, and we make sure that as we start working with them side by side, that the colors, the finishes, the sizes work well based off of panels. And so we really try and take pride in bringing everything together and making it as seamless as we can for a client or a designer or a builder, and really just create just a phenomenal masterpiece in the end.
And the real experience is being able to actually see and touch and feel all the material, and that's really creates that custom experience. Is there anything else that you want to show us, or anything you want to highlight before we wrap up this tour?
No, I think this is great. You know, we're excited that you were able to come in and see really what we have the ability to do, and at the same time the type of clientele that we can help. You know, so whether it's a small project or something completely large, we truly have a fit for absolutely everything.
Whether you're renovating or building your custom home,
that's correct.
Come talk to Ross. And then can you tell us how to contact you and you know, set up an appointment? Yeah,
absolutely. So everything is done through our design center. So you're welcome to call Element Home Gallery. That number is 702-329-5030. And you can just set up an appointment with Chase, and he'll get something on our calendar so that way we can continue to work with yourself or your team and find the best fit for any space.
Awesome. And I'll also leave all that information in the comments below. So thanks for watching this video. Susan here with Virtue Real Estate Group.